All right, so two big items for this week's update. We have the debt ceiling agreement and the BLS jobs report. Now, at the time of recording this, President Biden has not yet signed that debt ceiling agreement, but it has passed both houses of Congress, so it's a foregone conclusion he will sign it. Now, earlier this week, when news broke that there was an agreement in place, we did see a little bit of an improvement in mortgage rates, but not nearly what we've lost over the last couple of weeks. And to be honest, even when the deal is done and official, I don't expect any kind of major drop in the mortgage rate. Now, part of the reason I believe that is because of the BLS jobs report that we got today, which headline had an increase of 339,000 jobs, which was higher than the 190,000 estimate that they thought that it was going to be, right? Blew it totally out of the water. Now, what's interesting though is the jobs report also raised the unemployment rate to 3.7%. Which was higher than the 3.5% that was expected on that one. You're probably asking yourself, how can we increase jobs, but also increase the unemployment rate? That's all due to how the survey is conducted and what adjustments they make. There are two surveys done for the BLS jobs report. You have the business survey and the household survey. And the business survey is where they get the headline jobs increase or decrease number from. And the household survey, where they literally ask households, is where they get the unemployment rate from. If you dig into the business survey, they made a lot of adjustments that, quite honestly, don't make a ton of sense. So I'm not sure that the economy and the job market is actually as good as that report indicates. Now, these things kind of put the Fed in a strange position because there are some indicators, like part one of this report, that show, hey, jobs are spiking, the economy is still red hot, high inflation is continuing to persist. But then there are other indicators, like the other part of this jobs report with the unemployment rate increase, but also there's still issues in the banking sector, which might signal to the Fed that, hey, them hiking their rate like they've done has more negative effects than what they intended, and it's doing more than just trying to target inflation. And judging by recent comments of quite a few Fed members, there's not a consensus on what they need to do next when it comes to hiking the rate, stopping, or just taking a pause. All of this uncertainty, in my opinion, will probably keep rates slightly elevated in the coming weeks, maybe with a little bit of volatility up and down, at least until we get the next CPI report on June 13th, which will be quickly followed by the next Fed meeting on June 14th, because the CPI report and the Fed meeting will kind of give a good signal to investors, to the bond market, on what's going to happen with inflation, or what is happening with inflation, and what the Fed will do next. So we will get more certainty in the future, but it's going to be a couple of weeks until we get there. I know it's tough not to hyper focus on interest rates because that's what the media is talking about. And I mean, we get news that directly affects interest rates almost every week. But my bigger picture outlook for the market is that over the long term, rates will continue to come down, which is going to push more people into the market, and it's going to get more competitive to buy a house. And this is why one of my biggest takeaways in this general time of the market is to help clients really dig in on their why, to really understand their driving why behind what they're doing. Because along with a competitive offer and knowing their numbers and being educated on what's going on, one of the biggest things that I see people doing to be successful in this market is staying focused on their goals, not letting the outside noise bother them, but stay driven, stay focused, and get it done. Now, that being said, as always, you can click that subscribe button, make sure you never miss an update, follow me on the social channels, let me know if you need anything at all. Have a great day.